All right, we ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. That's so good.
Yeah, that feel good.
And we're back.
Yeah, I feel like the furniture changes every time we start these things.
Yeah, man.
It's a magic trick. That's why we clap, because it's
Voila. Voila, bro.
Voila. This is episode 5.
Yeah.
Episode 5, Game Changers, guys.
Man,
How you guys feeling? You guys have a good week?
Man,
Let y'all start with that.
it was busy, man.
Busy?
A lot of movements.
Okay. Positive movements?
Positive movements, bowel movements,
Blessed?
all of it.
Jeff?
Movements.
Man, I'm here.
You're
I'm gonna
here?
put it that way. I'm here.
I used to say that all the time. I'm here. Don't ask me for nothing else.
Yeah.
Ask me for nothing else. You know what I
Right.
mean? Hey, man, I'm good. I'm blessed.
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm breathing.
Yeah, we survived Alaska.
Oh, my God.
Hey, man,
Oh
we got
my
a whole inch of snow.
Yeah.
A whole inch.
Where, though? Where did
Shut down the schools.
Not here.
2 days.
At all.
At all. I was so mad. It just was slush. I
Well,
was
you
like,
know, you drive bad if the whole state of Texas has to shut down because the rain is falling.
Yeah, that part.
Like, I just had to come to that realization. Like Texas people just drive bad if, hey, it's snow on the ground, so everybody just stay home.
Yep.
Just stay home.
Yeah, just
don't
road's
leave the
icy.
house. You guys stay home.
The common sense leaves like it's out the window. It's like, look, I'm gonna just go out here and just tough it out and thug it out and do some donuts and stuff. Like, where's your common sense at, man? Just stay in the house. Like, you don't have to go nowhere.
Man, that's part of life, man. The snow falls, you got to go out, make it yellow, do some donuts.
I'm disappointed at that though. I feel like it snowed like a lot heavier like back in the day. I think I had more frost in the back of my refrigerator than I had in my trash.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I used to live in Colorado, so that wasn't even.
yeah, see, that's a
snow.
different. I need that Colorado snow.
I don't want that Colorado.
I
snow.
do. Like well, maybe not. Because I know when I used to work with this guy, he was in Colorado. He's like, yeah, man, I can't even open my door. I was like, what?
Oh, yeah.
He's like, yeah, we got a lot of snow. I was like, oh.
Yeah, there's some videos, man, with like the doors that open on the inside, and then they would start putting stuff in the snow, like having their making it their refrigerator. Oh yeah.
Oh,
they
my
do that.
gosh.
Where's this magical place?
This magical place, man.
That's Colorado for you.
Listen,
But see, yeah, they had some dude on the news that I don't know why everybody old sound like Jerry Jones for some reason to me in Texas. Like, he was talking about, yeah, we got to go to Walmart and get about 6 cases of water because it's supposed to be shit. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like, no, bro, it's not that real. It's not that
man,
real.
I went to the store and bought like 2 days of groceries for food that I didn't even cook at all. I used everything else except for the stuff. I had a whole plan in my head. I'm gonna make this for breakfast. I'm gonna make this for lunch. Like, no, none of that happened.
All the survival skills start kicking in. You start buying shit you don't even need.
Yes, for no reason.
Bandages. Band-Aids.
For no reason.
I bought a whole thing of like firewood. It was so much. Now it's just sitting in my garage. We burnt like maybe 3 or 4 sticks.
Oh, no.
Like that was it. I mean, it was cool, but
We don't need you in the fireplace at all, Jeff. Last time, we need no more kids in this house.
Oh, my gosh. No, but see, February's not here yet. February usually the month that, like,
well, they said it's gonna freeze again.
Yeah, that's somewhat like the first, second week of February.
So maybe
No,
you
like
get your,
this week, like
Ain't
the
no
tail
way.
end. Yeah, they said.
so
So
maybe
like
you
all
get
this
your
week,
ungodly wish.
this week is supposed to be like the lows are gonna be like what 25.
Yeah.
The high is gonna be like 45, maybe 50.
Oh, that's tough.
well,
Not
So
getting no
wait
more
see.
snow days, guys.
No, you're
more
not.
snow days.
I don't even want any more. To be
bro,
honest,
the kids been out
Yeah, I
of school
don't do
too
good
much.
with long breaks either.
that was too like it was too much. I was like, I kind of was looking around like, I need to go back to work. I was like, this is a lot. I was like, this is a lot. I need to go back to work.
Start looking for stuff to do around the house.
Man,
Yeah, I try to like disappear.
Bro, do y'all ever like struggle with that? Because like you want to relax, but then at the same time you like, well, I'm home. I should be doing something. Like
That part,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
that
it's like
part.
this battle in your
conditioning.
mind. Like,
Yeah.
like, what do I need to do today? I just want to chill.
But I ain't no punk though. I fight the urge. I fight it.
That part.
Man. So game changers, man. Ep 5. What we talking about today, fellas? What's on the brain?
Oh no.
Yeah,
What's in the chat? What's in there?
I ain't got. I don't even remember.
So the topics that was on the list was it was mental health,
Oh yeah,
new life, whether that's relationship, work, starting over. I think you put in narcissism.
Yeah.
All of that
all
stuff.
these things, different
All of that
personalities
stuff.
and all that good
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
I like the starting over. Like
I was just about to say that. Go ahead.
Before we do that, we'll talk about some old business real quick because I thought this was funny. So on the last episode, Jeff, you weren't with us. Jeff's back, guys. Everybody say hello to Jeff. Jeff's back.
Marcel.
Father's in good spirits. So thank you for your prayers.
Marcel.
Yes, thank you.
On the last one, we were talking about motivation and like who we listen to.
Okay.
And like people online. Before I go into what I'm about to say, who do you like? You're looking for some motivation online. Who do you go to?
Oh, Eric Thomas, straight.
Eric Thomas,
straight. Like that's who I go to. That dude, yeah, that's my guy right there.
Eric Thomas is a beast. I do like him. So, funny thing, I said, hey man, I listen to Jeff. I said, if anybody gonna motivate you, Jeff is gonna send you something, or he gonna have you outside working out. Yeah. And what did Jeff send us this morning? Hey guys, this time next year,
let's sign up for a 5K.
5 to 10 or 10K. What did I tell you, man? That's Jeff for you, man. Like, hey man, listen. Follow Jeff, guys. He'll have you outside in the rain
Work out.
Yes, follow me. Coach J Marcel on Instagram. Follow me. There you go.
He does push-ups in the rain.
For no reason.
If
it's slow motion.
Raining,
Yeah, slow motion.
What was it? Callous your mind?
Yep, David Goggins stuff right there.
David Goggins.
So I just thought that was hilarious when you sent that this morning. I told y'all, man. Jeff have you out there working out. Oh guys, let's do it. You can do it.
Man, I don't know if I'll make it.
5K?
5K. When the last time you got to run? You ran 5 miles.
I didn't run 5 miles. Oh no! You said no. Hold on.
I heard you can walk.
I ran 6
Yeah,
miles.
you can.
You can walk them.
You can walk them. Yeah.
But I mean, you do that on a daily anyway. You average about 5 miles if you walking. If you're in public education,
That's what Slim said, didn't he? He said 7 to 9K just walking.
10,000. I think 10,000 steps is like almost 5 miles.
Is it?
Yeah.
I believe that's what it's close to it. So like if you're doing at least 10,000 steps a day, you're getting just about. You might be like shy under 5, but still though.
So one of the things I'm not gonna do, Swanson can attest to this. Swanson, you also got to help me with the name. We work a 5K every year. The step team goes and it helps out. At the end, so you start at the start line, but when you get to the end of the line, you get free hamburgers.
Oh yeah, that's one run.
Oh my God.
One run.
I've always thought that was like.
It's kind of contradictory if you really think about it.
Yeah, that's what I've always felt like. So I just go out there, I feel great. I just did 3K.
Yeah.
Let me
Gain
get a
right
burger
back.
and some fries.
Yeah, like
Hey, remember that weight you lost? Get that right back. Don't get lying.
well, your metabolism is active.
You gotta stay consistent.
You're burning, so it's like it'll come out fast.
It's like the gym over there in Rowlett. Like you walk out, there's literally like a deli, there's like a chicken spot. They setting you up.
They set you up.
Like,
Yeah.
they like you did all that treadmill work.
Say, man.
That's like the new drug dealer that's on the corner. I'm gonna change my life. He said, hey, come over here and get some of this new work I got.
Man, listen.
Your arms look loose.
So I used to work at Bally Total Fitness. And it was this donut shop. Like when you get up there at 5 o'clock in the morning, open the doors, right? And this donut shop will come and bring us donuts every morning. Every morning. And leave them at the front desk. And I'd be like, wow.
Was that the one off of Centerville in Garland?
No, this was in Plano.
Oh, Plano. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You ever notice donut shops have a dentist office next to it?
Never.
Oh, I noticed all kind of weird
telling
stuff
you,
like
bro.
that. Like, whoa, that's a nice little combination right there. Like, hey man, you need to come over here to the dentist because you've been at that donut shop too many times.
That's low-key kind of genius, actually.
Yeah.
About it.
Yeah.
All your clientele. Yeah.
Oh, your dentist been doing that for years though. They'll fix your teeth and give you a sucker.
So one of the weird things.
Yeah, they do.
Suckers. No, the bank too. The bank taking your money and
Yeah, I
making
fix your cavity. Let me get you started right back.
Yeah.
I need you to come back. That's what it is. It's like it's like the mechanics. I'm gonna partially fix your car,
That is so true though.
but you need me in about another 5,000 miles.
That's the re-up. That's the guaranteed re-up. Like, hey,
It's like
man.
I changed your oil. Let me loosen that bolt though.
Or they come at you and tell you that, hey, you need to work on this part because this part's finna, it's finna fail. So you might want to come back in about
gotta
2
replace
months.
that flux capacitor. They'll make up a part on your end.
Oh,
But you was gonna say something about starting over, or what you, Joe?
No, cause I'm basing off of me. Cause I did IT for like a decade plus, probably like more like close to 15. And then just having that big change of literally transitioning from that into education, it was a huge change, but it was a good change though.
Yeah.
Because it was like one of those things where I was like, man, I was just getting these checks, and it was good money, but it was like unfulfilling. And it was like one of those things where it's like I had that sense of urgency, like, yo, like you're not 20 anymore. You know what I mean? And it's like if you don't do something or change now, like you can't complain anymore.
Yeah.
And so like that changes. I'm glad I did it. It's like a lot of work, but I'm glad I did it. You know what I mean? Because I love being in education, at least from my standpoint. I know there's a lot of others who think otherwise, but it's been a cool journey though.
So you had a passion for education? How did that start?
Well, really, it's just I've always wanted to kind of help the youth in some form or fashion. I did that prior, but I knew the way we were doing it before, it was kind of tough because if people don't know you, it's their kids, right? So it's like, it's a lot of work to build that trust, but being in the school system when you're there, like they're in front of you, right? So now it's like, now I can really try to bless them with a lot of the knowledge that I have from all the dumb decisions and the ups and downs and like, because one of the things, because you know, like from the outside perspective, when I used to look at education in school, I'm like, I was very like old school demeanor. These kids lazy, they ain't got no work ethic and nada. But then when I actually got into it, and now I'm seeing these kids every day, and I'm building a relationship and a rapport, and I'm like, oh, this kid dealing with this at school. This kid dealing with, I didn't know he has this diagnosis or whatever, and you know, and this kid's on this meds, and it's just like, you know, I was like, okay. And so, and then it's also getting to understand when you see what they go through day to day, the curriculum they deal with, some of the type of educators they deal with that don't know how to regulate themselves, and then they take it out on them.
Yeah.
Right.
So now it's like I get to see like, man, I was that kid. I dealt with that. And so now it's like, hey, I can try to help you get through that so that doesn't traumatize you when you get older like it did, you know, whatever we dealt with. So anyway, that transition has been cool. Like, and the reason why I got into education is because I'm working towards being a counselor, but at the time when I changed, the rule in Texas was you had to teach 2 years.
2 years, yeah.
Well, now they removed that.
They just removed it?
They removed it last year.
Did they?
Yeah, but I still got to do it anyway because I haven't finished. But I've enjoyed it because being in the classroom setting, at least from where I'm teaching and what I'm teaching to them, it's been fun, man. Like, because when you go from corporate, you know, you're dealing with all the rules and regulations and the
politics
and the, you know, nepotism and all that stuff, and then also dealing with like, bro, you get 2 weeks of PTO, like for everything. You get sick, you going, that's it.
That's all you got.
So now you get summers, you get fall break, winter break, spring break.
Oh yeah.
I was like, hey,
so as an educator, you work what 186, 87 days, and then the counselor is 220.
226.
Yeah.
226.
226.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on the district.
It depends. Yeah,
It depends on the district, and so. Yeah.
That ain't bad.
So, but before you mentioned you were working with kids before. What were you doing before working with kids?
So me and a friend of mine at the time, we had something called GameChngers. So his name was Durrell, and then mine Jeff. So it was GameChngers, and we would
see what you did there.
Yeah. Right. So we would do things like we would go to events, and then we would speak at schools. We even got to the point where we had started a nonprofit, and then we were just doing stuff for the community, like giving Thanksgiving. Y'all remember that?
Yeah,
Giving Thanksgiving meals, doing bike giveaways for Christmas, and then we started to make like a thing called a playbook, and it was essentially like providing values and like pillars for the kids to go by. Because you know, not everybody getting that at home.
Yeah.
And it's just like when you don't have like a structure to kind of like, because one thing I ended up learning was, it's not the destination, is the process. And in order for you to enjoy the process, you have to have certain foundational pillars to go by. Right. So like if I work out, I'm not working out like to just be big and buff. I'm working out to be healthy. But I know that it starts with, hey, I'm going to go in Monday through Friday and I'm doing this routine. I wake up, I go work out. I focus on that. Just doing that. If I can every day, I'm like, I worked out. All right, Tuesday, all right, I worked out. Instead of like, I gotta go in, I gotta get 5 miles, I gotta worry about my calories. I'm not doing all that.
Start messing with yourself in your mind.
It's just get up and work out. Just do that discipline every day. So it's like, all right, but that's for my pillar of fitness and health.
Right.
And so it's like you get that because kids don't know, right? And it's just like here's a structure that you can apply to your life. It was cool at the time, but again, it was a lot of missing pieces that we didn't know. We were just kind of figuring it out as we went. But that was what really was like we spoke in the middle school, and it was like 700-800 kids, and then like the Q&A we did afterwards, this is like 7th, 8th graders.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the questions I was like, yo, you shouldn't be dealing with that in 7th and 8th grade. That's a lot.
No,
And then there were certain things we couldn't say anything about because legally, like I can't counsel you.
Right.
If I say anything wrong, legally I'm liable, and if you get hurt or something, so we just had to refer them to the school counselor, and that broke my heart because I felt like they just felt like they were getting passed on again because they would look and you could see in their eyes like, help me, and I'm like,
yeah.
Dang, that's
I'm asking you.
Yeah.
right. And so that's what kind of really let me like, yo, this is what I got to do, and I got to figure out how to get in this space, and so far, man, like it's been a blessing because there's some kids is like, it goes back to like one of the guys I followed. He says he goes, your obedience is tied to so many other people's destiny, right? So it's like me obeying what God has put for me to do and get on my path. Now I'm able to get in some of these kids' lives that I might be able to.
Right there.
Yeah, that was the word this morning, actually.
Yeah,
At church.
that's what I'm saying. So it's like, when you look at it from that perspective, like just thinking outside of you is bigger than you. That's where it's like been dope because like you talk to a kid and they're like, man, thanks, I needed that, and it's just like you can't change everybody, but if you can help get a kid through the day, and then just again, right, go back to that, just do that every day.
Oh yeah.
Can I get you through the day? I'll see you tomorrow. Can I get you through the day? And so that whole transition, that's what's been made it satisfying. It was better than like, man, my printer don't work.
The face you make.
Bro, I don't care about your printer. I don't care about your printer.
The IT woes. Did you restart it?
How about the guy that walks around with coffee? He's not a supervisor or nothing, but he likes to look at what everybody else is doing and just kind of critique himself. Oh, okay, see, working on that.
Oh, I hated that.
Everyone has those guys.
Okay.
Like, what
Did you do that? I already finished.
You
mine
should
yesterday.
try this. You should get out my face, bro.
Hey, Jeff, if you don't mind, go back to, what was that, obey? Well, go back. That was a whole word, man.
Oh,
yeah.
So, like, your obedience, right? So, meaning your obedience to what God has planned for you is tied to other people's destiny, right? So, meaning, like, if you don't do what you're supposed to do, then you're not going to be in the place where you need to be to help somebody.
That's
at
it.
that time, right?
That's it.
Yeah.
If you don't put your puzzle in its right place. I like that.
That's
it, yeah.
You said that was a message at church today?
There was a message at church. It was,
Okay.
absolutely. I feel like, you know what, who needs that advice more than anybody? Walmart people.
Yes, they do.
I need you to be at your station so I can check out and go home.
I work there too.
Hilarious. That is hilarious.
That's a word.
Don't get me started. I'm just asking you to do your job, man. This is how I feel.
To be fair, I worked at Walmart. That is the most
Challenging.
that place is
Thankless?
depressing. The energy there. The energy there, like, you gotta, like, when I worked there, people were miserable, bro. Like, it was just like, you could tell, like, I just need this. Like, I literally just need this check.
Is that like a management thing, though?
It's all the way up to me. Like, so, I mean, y'all probably dealt with this. It's like, so over there, and they probably changed it. It was like, it was like obviously tiered, right? You had your cart pushers. Those are the guys outside.
Oh, yeah.
They're the lowest on the totem pole.
Yeah.
Then you have the door greeters, which are usually the older demographic. Then you have the cashiers, which, from my experience, all of them is just either like, obviously they hate their job. A lot of them are highly medicated. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like,
Medicated.
dead serious, bro. I went and we was going through the checkout line. And this one lady literally had a breakdown and freaked out, and she was just like, she stopped. There's a long line. She's like, I gotta take my meds.
Wow.
And everybody.
She said that? I got to take my meds?
She literally stopped scanning. There's like 10 people in line. She stopped. She opened, popped her pills, and she drank her water and sat there. She goes, "We're gonna wait." And I looked at my wife. I was like, "We're gonna go in the
We're going to go,
self-checkout.
yeah.
We're gonna go in the self checkout
Wow.
because we're not dealing
That's
with
wild.
it." But when you go in that break room, like when I work, you go in the break room and you hear the conversations. You be like, Jesus Christ, like what? You need therapy, like you need help. And then it's the thing of like, I don't know how many of y'all dealt with this. Like there's like not manager, but like a
Shift leader? The shift leader?
Yes, they think they're supervisors.
Oh, yeah.
The guy with the coffee cup.
Yeah.
Like when I was a car pusher, I'm like, I'm tired. I'm finna sit down. My feet hurt. I'm pushing cars all day, especially on a busy day. They're like, hey, what are you doing sitting down? I'm like, I don't know, Craig. Like, get the hell out of my face.
Not so supervised.
Yeah. And he's like, well, you need to get up. I was like, you don't sign my checks, dude. And then there was the managers. and they're all trying to aspire to be store managers. So they're they're doing too
They're playing the
much.
game.
Jeff, we heard from Craig that
That's literally what happened.
Super Craig.
Yeah, so Craig told us. I
Put
was
some
like,
respect on it.
and I told I'm young at the time, so I was very
how old would you say you were?
19, 18,
Okay.
19.
Oh yeah, so you let
So
them
I
know.
was mad disrespectful.
Yeah.
Man. So the one guy was like, well, how would you feel if we let you go? This ain't my career, bro. I was like, I'm a car pusher.
Yeah.
Fire me.
Yeah.
Like, give me a reason to go home. Like, I get unemployment. Like,
Oh yeah.
but
How's that gonna look? I sat down for a break and you sent me home.
That should say more about
on a
them than
serious
him.
note, though, on a it's a trickle down effect. So like again, a lot of the managers are aspiring to be store managers because that's a big pay raise, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's what they're looking for. But then they all get skipped over because it's politics and all
Nepotism.
nepotism. And so now it trickles down. They're mad because they got looked over, so now they can't get the pay raise that they needed or wanted to advance their life and their family. So then they take it out on the shift manager, and then so everybody's mad at each other all the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so it's just like it was.
So the aspiring store managers were angry. And they made Craig angry. And then Craig came and pissed you off.
Yeah.
It just trickled down.
And because Craig getting skipped over to be that manager too.
Right.
Like,
I wonder what Craig is doing today.
But that starts
Where's
at the
Craig?
top, bro. Leadership happens from the top down.
it really does.
Whatever
man.
they're doing and not doing up there, that's how it goes down the whole hierarchy. That's how it operates. So if someone's up there overseeing the operation like day to day, like they care about the people, like that trickles down. Like you understand, like, oh man, no, the CEO cares about us. Like they come through and holler, they know my name, all that kind of stuff. When the CEO don't know somebody's name, you can tell, like, okay, there might be an issue with that.
Yeah, that's 100%.
So what about you, Conrad? What you pivot switching up to, man?
That wasn't when you switched from stripping.
Hey, man, listen.
Yeah, private dancer is a.
Still got the clone. Ass clapper.
Oh, man.
Cheek clapper.
Cheek clapper. That's
So,
what it was.
I mean, my pivot was many moons ago, but I started out, my dream was to open up a gym, actually. And so in Texas A&M Commerce, big Kines major, gym. And then one day, man, and so they're teaching us how to, train everybody. And they brought in all these sped kids one day.
Mm-hmm.
And I just had so much fun, man. I was just like the energy and all that. I was like, it's just, and so I literally started volunteering at Commerce Elementary.
Mm-hmm.
And then I switched to education. Yeah, it was I switched over to that now, and so I was like, okay, so I'll be a PE teacher, and they said, well, you have to teach for 2 years, and so I went in it for 2 years, and then but see, like growing up, I grew up at a different time, and so all my friends, they got to experience their counselors and all that, and had a whole career path and all that. Well, there was a whole demographic of us that got skipped over by the counselors. So that didn't happen. And so I had like a nasty taste in my mouth towards counselors. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, I'm going to go in and change that. So my major was kinesiology, and my minor was counseling. But it was the craziest thing, even in the counseling classes, they were like, oh, he's a kinesiology major. He doesn't know what he's talking about. But my answers, straight A's. Straight A's.
Wow.
Oh, it's like, but I'm right. So,
what you gonna do? What do you want?
But I'm right.
But I'm right though.
Yeah.
Right.
So
No, you didn't.
Conrad found it.
I found this on the web. No, so
Oh man.
I mean, so that was my thing, man. And so I did a deep dive into education.
Yeah.
And I just been in it since. So it was just my passion, and it never stops. It never stops. And so, like we mentioned before, Keith and I work after school programs as well with youth. And it's like at every school I've gone to, I've started a STEP program.
Yeah.
In different districts. It's like, hey, I'm on this campus. We're gonna build this. And then my focus was always giving them a place to go, like mentor. Like you didn't have to, like when we performed. Lunches and we performed at other schools, but you didn't have to be a performer to be on my team. You didn't have to be a performer to be in my after school program. And so when we traveled, wherever they knew went, they were invited. So you don't have to be on the floor.
Right.
You jump in the bus and come with it. And so it was more of a mentor thing. I wanted my demographic of students to have a place to go because it was such a mixed group.
So
every
y'all,
campus I went to.
I don't mean to cut you off. Y'all speak to this because y'all educators. Speak to like kids who don't get to speak openly at home. Because I find that like in school, like I remember kids growing up in school, they didn't talk because their parents didn't talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the whole thing growing up back in the day. Like parents were saying, you don't need to be speaking. This is adult situation. Like parents don't interact that much with the kids, so the kids don't know how to speak. They don't know how to think through their thoughts. But then they get around teachers who want to actually reach out to them and say stuff to them, and then that gives them kind of like a door to go through. Like, hey, I can speak to this guy. Like,
There's a different set of parents that also, with that same mindset, they do everything for their child, right?
That
And
part.
so the kid still doesn't have its own identity,
right.
And then those kids, like, you know who I'm thinking of, get to college, and then just balloon, or like they come to school, and are the one that are seeking the most attention, and so you just have to know how to deal with those children. Sometimes you can just, if you just allow them to that space instead of just shutting them down because that's what they're used to. And so sometimes like, and it really just takes a mindset. Like you got a kid that's acting out in your class, right? You're calling it acting out because he's disrupting the flow, right?
Right.
That kid either needs discipline or he needs a hug or he needs a spotlight. And then you got to decide real quick, which is it? And the only way to do that really is to get to know the child.
Yeah,
That's really
100%.
it. So sometimes if you just allow, so like this kid is going to get up anyway. So this is the kid I'm going to say, hey, I need these papers passed out. Or I need this. I need this.
So you kind of like take that and use that
so
to
I'm
the
gonna call
advantage,
on
use
you
leverage with it.
every time. You know what I'm saying? Or you're the kid that's just, his house is chaos, so he comes to school and he's chaotic. Well, I'm going to close proximity. I'm going to show you nothing but love. But I'm going to sit you next to me. But I'm not going to grab onto you and fuss at you when you act out. I'm just going to just come over and stand next to you and look at you and put my hand on your shoulder to let you know, like,
Everything's
you're not doing this.
The
You're not
thing-
doing this. You don't have to do this in this environment. Like, you really just have to be honest, you really just have to get to know that kid.
Yeah. I mean, I also, the other thing about it as an educator, man, you're like the most consistent thing that kid sees all week. You know, for most people, you think about it, right? So you go and you work your 8-hour shift or whatever. That kid's 8 hours in class in front of a teacher.
Right.
Or in front of at least four teachers every single day. So what they don't get a chance to say at home, they end up saying it.
Oh, yeah. It'll come out.
No, don't get it twisted. They say it. They
Oh,
say
it comes
everything
out.
that they want. You're going to probably get that more. So that's why teachers get so much backlash because they don't have their voice at the crib. So whenever they come to school, it's like, you know what, I got the freedom and autonomy to say the things that I want. I'm going to say it to my homeboys. I'm going to say it in class. I'm going to say it wherever. If I play a sport, I'm going to get all that out. So it's going to come out one way or the other. I think that school is more of a microphone for kids to be able to get those things out. So even though they do go home and, you know, they might not have, you know, have their voice stifled at the crib, they still get it. You're still going to get that space. It's just it's kind of hard kind of gauging what limits, because, you know, you want your kids to be expressive as, you know, as possible, but at the same time, you know, it might not be a good space.
Right.
And
It's
now
a
you
time
gotta-
and a place for
Yeah,
it.
you got the proximity, man. So you're trying to control that for 30, 40, 50, you know, people.
Yeah.
Or 100 people every day, depending on how many you have. I think that's the juggle in education, is trying to deal with that. So that's a hard topic. I don't know how to navigate it other than, like he just said, it's just something that you just do.
Yeah, and it doesn't always work. I
Not
had
his system.
one child in particular, man. I literally had to, I put tape around his desk. And I was like, you can do whatever you want in the confines of this tape. You know what I'm saying?
I gave a kid a seatbelt one time.
A seatbelt?
His ass kept getting up.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
but see, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about right
You
there.
got
That's what I'm
seatbelt
talking
on.
about. This kid would not stay in his seat. This kid would be on the other side of the room. This kid would be over here. So they say, man, look, you got to get up. You have to move. I get it. You want to be seen.
Yeah.
So it was a wide, like, it was wide. It was like when all the way out here, like, you can get up and move around this tape, do whatever you want to do, as long as you pass this class. Now, if you're not passing this class, now I got an issue.
Yeah.
Now I got an issue. Because, see, what you're doing is you're disrupting the class, and
Right.
you're not passing. Those two are not going to go. And so you can get up, you can move around. You want to take notes, stand up and do it. And this kid would not stay in the seat. Sometimes now I'm not referring to sped ADHD.
Yeah.
No, we're
That's
not.
not what
We're
I'm
talking about
referring to.
general.
General kids
General
who
education,
just
yeah.
won't stop moving.
Right.
You know, or it very well could be an undiagnosed you know,
ADHD or something.
yeah, very well. But whatever it is, this kid wouldn't stop moving, right?
Yeah.
Now, spared ADHD, there's a whole plan.
That's a whole different.
You get a whole plan. Hey, when this kid does this, you do this. You get a whole IEP.
IEP on
That's
there.
not what I'm referring to. Talking about the kids that just act out. General education, just act out. Got a whole lot going on at home. Can't sit still. Way too much energy. For whatever reason, mom thought it was a good idea to get them coffee and a Monster on the way to school. You know what I mean?
In 6th grade.
In 6th grade, right?
In 6th grade.
Like, oh yeah, you should fine. Here, take a whole 32-ounce Monster cup in the classroom.
Wow.
Kid just won't sit still. Like, so you really just gotta just focus in and figure out what that kid individually needs.
Case by case.
Does his kid need to take around? Does his kid need the spotlight? Does his kid need something to do, passing out papers, answer the question? I'm calling you first. Like, do you just need to just vent, get it all out, and then you're gonna be good for the rest of the class?
That part.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the child will tell it. And I always start the conversation with, I'm gonna ask you once or twice, and this is your opportunity to speak.
Yeah.
And if you don't take this opportunity, then we gotta go with what we gotta go with.
Right.
And so I always it's systems that are built in. Systems that are built in. Like it's not always like, hey, this worked every time.
Oh yeah.
Like
Everybody's different.
Yeah, but if you provide a safe place for your child, for these, I always say because they're my kids, they're in my class all day long.
Right.
But these are my children, and I tell the parents that all the time. I'm not going to treat your child any different than I would treat mine. And if that's a problem, then this is the wrong place for you, because you sent this kid here to learn,
right?
And this kid walked in and I'm to teach,
right?
And so we got to meet in the middle. We can't have these distractions. We can't have all this, and so we got to work around whatever the issue is. And then, sometimes it's whatever. So I'm telling you now, Pat, whatever issues you think is a secret, come to school and just tell it all.
Yeah.
But you know what? That's also the difficult part, because I've heard, not when I've been teaching, but like just somebody that I was talking to, some people honestly feel like, hey, I sent my kid to school for you to teach him everything.
Oh, yeah.
Right? But it's like, no. Like, there's still your part you have to do at home.
Yeah. You're
right?
the parent.
Like, literally, so it was I forget who the lady was or how we even got in the conversation. But it was one of those things where she was talking about, like, her kid was, like, having issues, like, talking and reading. Like, she was just real far behind. And so, like, when she got, like, and what happened was she said she was, like, signing her kid up for kindergarten. They were like, well, we're going to have to, like, put her like in
pre-K or
something to do that because she's really far apart. They were like, well, isn't that why I sent her to school today? They were like, no, man, you were supposed to teach them that before they came to us. And she was like, well, how am I going to do that? Nobody told me that. And they were like, yeah, like you don't just send them here and then like but it also goes even like in secondary or wherever you're teaching. It's like some parents are literally like, I'm dropping you off. You teachers teach them everything. And it's like, I can't teach them everything. Like there's some things that, and that's where the issue lies, and that's where it can be unfair for educators. It's like, yeah, we can do that, but you also have to understand, like he keeps saying, you can have 100 more depending on what the ratio is of kids, and you're trying to teach them things in a 30 to 45 minute window every day. You know what I mean? That's like the equivalent, like the analogy I like to use with sports. That's like you saying, I'm just going to practice like for 30, like I'm just going to go train with this guy for 30 minutes, but I don't do anything outside of that.
It don't work.
You're not going to make it to the college. You're not going to make it to the pros. Like there's so much more you have to do. Like it's literally a collective. It like you say, it takes a village.
Conditioning.
It really does, and it's just trying to be on the same page. Not again, let me say this. I'm not generalizing all parents do that. I'm just saying there's some that do that, and you have to have those conversations, which can be tough because they're literally looking at you like, well, why is my kid? And it's like, well, ma'am or sir, like we are doing everything we can to give your child what they needs. But again, you have to understand the parameters of what we're working with and how.
I invite those conversations. I do. I like, so what are you doing at home?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that part.
What you doing at the house? You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't want education to be looked upon like a glorified, babysitting. But
Right.
unfortunately, it is sometimes. Just trying to throw your kids on. Hey, teach my kids everything that you need to know.
Right.
And when that's not a responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
So we're here to pass on curriculum, that type of thing. Teach you a little bit about life for sure. But that, how would you feel as a parent not taking that responsibility and doing something and leaving that responsibility to somebody that you might not even know?
Right.
Or who might not even have the same moral set that you have.
But see, it's that part right there where you said where you might not even know. Like I definitely, you see these memes all the time. Like they say these kids will never know. Like I definitely believe that these kids will never know what it feels like to have a village.
Yeah.
Like the parents, principal, policemen, everybody was on the same page.
Let me challenge you on that. I would think that they will have a village. I think these kids don't know how to accept a village because sometimes they think that they don't need anybody else's help. But you're in this culture right now where, I can do everything by myself. Everything's entrepreneurial, even at a young age of 13, 14. So you don't necessarily rely on anybody, or you don't have that parental support at the crib to even do stuff. So it's like, I know these people care about me, but I'm just gonna do my thing. And so it's like that whole combative mentality is kind of messes everything
And
up.
see, I accept your challenge and I'll raise you back to those parents. We're back to the parents. Like it's and again, we are talking about a very small demographic.
Oh no, we're not. We're talking about Generation X mamas. These kids that had babies when they were 16, 17 years old. And so right now they
That's a
30.
whole different thing too.
But that there's a lot of factors that go into that too, though, right? So you got to think about our generation or whatever. So the way we grew up, I'm not all, some. I'm just talking small, but like you grew up with a lot of lack, right? And didn't grow up with a lot. So it's like we grew up with a mentality like, oh, I'm not going back to that. Like I'm not, and my kids will not deal with that.
Correct.
Right.
But having that mentality puts us in this hustle mode all the time.
Yeah.
So now it's like I'm grinding. Hey, Dad, hold on, wait. Hey, grinding. Like, hey, but I need this. Okay, I'll get that for you later. Grinding. So then, right, they end up growing up through social media and all that stuff. And they get desensitized because they're exposed to so much so early because they get left to those devices, right? But then at the same time, I'll use me for an example, right? Like my oldest, there's a lot of things that he kind of lacks, but that's my fault because literally I'm working. It still breaks my heart to say it, but like I didn't even teach my man how to ride a bike. Like my cousin who watched him when he was little, even watches my youngest now. He had to teach him how to tie a shoe. But that's because I was just trying to get money to checks and try to get this lifestyle and hey, you don't have to work. You need clothes, you need shoes. You need to be a part of this program. You trying to go here? Yep, that's no problem. And then not realizing like, well, damn, I didn't even teach him like some basic stuff, like just to be a man, right? And I had to luckily I was able to kind of realize that. But there's some people that don't have that type of awareness.
Yeah.
They think like, hey, I got these checks. You got clothes on your back. It's like, yeah, but where's the conversation, right? Where's the conversation? Where's the lessons?
Yeah, the personal piece.
The personal piece. So then it goes back to like now they learning off of Craig on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Like because he did this and that, or my buddy did this, and it's kind of like, and then and now they get introverted. And then now when you trying to talk to them, they're like,
yeah, no, the social skills.
The social skills, that part. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like we're all human though. Like we all gotta find our path. Like you said, being in that hustle grind mode, it's like in that moment you're doing what's best. Like as men, we see so much further down the road than our wives, our girlfriends, or whatever, our kids. They look at us crazy. Like, what are you doing this for? Like, we need you right here. Like, I understand you need me right here, but there's something way up ahead that I'm looking at that I've seen that I'm trying to prepare us for that.
Right.
So I promise you, once I get us to that point and we're able to take care of everything, then you'll say, oh, okay, I understand what Daddy did. Like when this Christmas rolls around, you're like, oh,
you get it, yeah.
Oh, okay, I get it.
But
that's a word from the day that I got earlier, though. It said, you know what, and that is true. We are so geared towards like what's in the distance, like it's just beyond the break. But then a lot of times we don't ever get there.
Oh man,
you ain't probably. Who told you you would probably tomorrow?
Right, right.
So do it now. So that's the thing. So I think that just kind of reflectively looking back, like women in that sense is like, you know what, like we should be worried about this, this day to day, and we are visionaries for sure. But it like kind of sometimes you need to dial it back and just say, you know what, let me take care of like you were saying earlier. Like there's a book, Will Smith's book, and he was talking about this wall. He said his dad made him come home every day.
Oh yeah,
It's crazy, bro. Come home every day. He's like, yo, he couldn't go outside. He's like, yo, you need to put a brick on this wall. And they literally had to build a wall. It took them like probably about 3 or 4 months. And then he finally got there with the wall or whatever and had it all built up. He's like, so what's next? He said, nothing. He said, we built the wall. He's like, well, I wasted all my damn time. Like, no. You did every day. You put one brick down. That was your job.
Yeah.
It's one day you'll ultimately get it. But if you can't worry about the wall, you have to worry about the small things that you're doing every single day.
That's good.
So I think that's what I'll take out of that whole.
Yeah.
That's the leadership portion though.
Yeah.
Because it goes back to what you said. Most men, our natural thing is to be visionaries, right? Say, okay, this is where we need to go, right? But the part that I think a lot of us or men miss is like there's still that leadership portion where okay, like yeah, that's where we're gonna go, but what are the steps?
Yeah.
What does that look like, right? Because it goes back to what you said, right? Like Will Smith's dad, like yeah, I'm making you lay these bricks, but here's the lesson behind it.
Yeah, no, it ain't fun.
It ain't fun, right?
It ain't fun.
But a lot of us can get caught up like, hold on, I'm trying to get us here though. And when I get there, then I have time. But what happens is sometimes you get there, they're not there no more. Because they're like, you ain't been paying attention to me. Like the social skills are gone, right? And it's almost like you're talking too. Yeah, you're just strangers now, right? And so the kid's kind of like, why am I going to listen? Like, what are we doing? What are we talking about? You know what I mean? And that's the hard part. And I think that's the part that sometimes gets missed because we're so focused on the end goal. Yeah. We forgot about the little steps and also to help bring everybody along with us. You know, it's just like if, you know, I have my little son and I'm like, okay, the goal is to cross that finish line and I just take off without it. Right? But that's the thing. Like, okay, yes, the goal is to get to the finish line. I didn't bring him with me though. Yeah. I didn't help him along. I didn't teach him like, hey, this is where come on, we got to stay on the path. You know what I'm saying? Right. A lot of times it's just like, okay, go, see you there. Yeah. And it's like, no, man,
showing but not teaching.
Right. Yeah. And so there's a lot of that. And like I said, there's a ton of other variables, but that's kind of the main thing I've noticed. Because even like when I talk to some of the seniors, like they asked, we were doing something, and they were like, man, we don't want to learn that. It was something about emotions or whatever. They're like, well, what do you want to learn? How do you balance your finances and how do you do that? I was like, oh, okay. That's I got you. I was like, cool. That's the stuff that's missing, right? You know, like those little things because parents are providing, but you're not teaching. Like, well, how did you provide that? Yeah. You know? Like, what is that? What is FICA? Like, you know what I mean? What is why they taking Medicaid, out of my check? What is that? Like, I thought I was supposed to get $200. I only got $120 because they took all these taxes. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like.
So how do we change the game in that regard? Because the parents are usually trying to make up for what they lacked as kids. So they're having that hustle mentality, trying to play catch up in life on themselves, but then they're neglecting their kids, and they're not really seeing it because they're like, well, I just got to get past to where my parents got past because they was in a space where they neglected me, and I don't want to be like that. So, but I got to get past all this stuff that I don't know and learn all this new stuff and. Now I'm neglected. It's like the cycle keeps going.
I think involvement is the answer.
Yeah, involvement and what you do with that involvement.
I sit down and I do my bills sometimes. I did this twice. I had to do it with KJ and I had to do it with Ethan a little bit ago. So they start complaining about wanting stuff and just like, okay, hey man, I need you to help me balance my checkbook. Go get all the bills. And we get all these bills. We start opening these bills up like you owe this much and this how much I got, and then you start writing these numbers like, hey, man, it's like $2,000-$3,000. So yeah. So how much you make? You see how much I make, you start doing subtraction. I'm like, yeah, this is for the rest of the month. This is gas. This is what you want to eat when you want to go eat. And it gives people a different appreciation. So if you make them a part of that process, then it's like, okay, cool. Well, and now they know how to balance too.
That's
feel me?
That's the steps. That's the steps.
So funny thing, and I'm actually glad this happened. Like you said, you took the time you pulled KJ and you pulled Ethan, right? And so with Destiny and Devon, both of them, I pulled them. I was like, hey. Like we're gonna have a conversation about bills and all this blah blah blah. And I'm sitting here now. Devon cut me off. Like Devon was second. I went through Destiny first, right? Destiny let me go through the whole process, and then she was like, "Dad, I already learned all this in school last year.
Of course.
I was like, okay. So I was really glad about that, though. I was like, because when I was in school, this conversation never happened.
Right.
Yeah, we have math money, right?
Yeah, and so then I got to Devon. I was like, "Hey, Devon, we're gonna have a conversation about bills and like how the households were all this." He was like, "Yeah, we learned that in middle school," and I was like, I was like really happy about it, and I was like, "Okay, so when we still had the conversation, but you were taught that in school, and I didn't have that in school, so like it was like, hey, like when I was in school, home ec was for girls." You know what I'm saying? Like, all girls can go to that class.
That's crazy, for real?
Yes.
Damn, that's crazy. I was good in the damn cookies were in that class. That's crazy. You missed out, dog.
Yeah.
Hey, man, yeah. But yeah, so I was really excited that they actually do teach these life skills in school, and so it was I was prepared for a difficult, eye-opening conversation, but they had spent so much time with it in school. It was like, yeah, we had to find an apartment and all. Like, she explained it to me, like whatever job they had, how much it made, they had to do it. It was a whole project. They spent a great amount of time talking about it, and so I just asked Destin to explain it to me. I was like, I was really intrigued. I was like, wait, you learned all this in school? I wish. I wish.
So they went full Cosby Show on them. Just gave them a straight up life lesson.
That was one of my favorite episodes. When Theo.
Oh yeah, go buy the furniture.
With Theo, they took all the furniture out of Theo's room.
Yeah.
And he had to buy it back. And then what was his buddy's name? Was it Cockroach?
Cockroach.
Cockroach was like his lawyer, and then his dad was like a slumlord or something.
Yeah.
Like, it was crazy.
He had to pay for food in the kitchen. Like, he couldn't just go to the kitchen and eat. He had to pay like a restaurant. So
Hey, but you know what? They don't even have those shows like that anymore.
They don't.
Well, you know what they do? They're just not popular.
But no, but that's what I'm saying. Like, but it's not as like
impactful
as it was. Like, that was almost kind of like supplemental for some of us. It was like, well, like my folks ain't really doing, but you know what, Mr. Winslow though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, here's a good example of that. Yeah.
So it's like it's different. A lot of it's these individuals, trying to do individual things, and so that's where that whole, I think, mentality comes from. Like,
I would say, like, the Wayans brothers, they do a really good job with that too. Like, My Wife and Kids was like, actually, that's kind of up there a little bit for me.
Yeah,
so that's one of the shows I would say that you can get some really good insights and good parenting from. So I mean, they aren't all dead. Blackish is another.
They exist. They're just not as like because kids have so much like social media and all these other things.
Yeah.
And
so television isn't
isn't what that is for them.
Because it used to be
these shows exist.
NBC, ABC, CBS. And it's like, this day, Monday, you watching this show. Tuesday, you watching this show. Wednesday, so on and so forth. So it's like very concentrated.
Y'all remember UPN?
Yeah, UPN. It used to be WB.
Yeah.
With the singing racist frog.
Yeah. Racist frog.
Hello, my honey. I'm a ragtime guy. Like, yeah.
Man,
So, Pat, how's this year? You starting something new this year?
Man, I'm starting new with y'all, man. Like, this should have been happened, bro. Like, it's a whole lot of stuff, bro. Like, I had to leave a job and go back to it. Like, let's talk about perspective. Like, I had to get some perspective. So I left a job that, I was battling, like, the hierarchy. Like, and there's no winning that battle. There's just none. Like, they operate the way they want to operate. If they want to give you so many hours this week or treat you like this that week or talk to you, it's business to them. Like, but I took everything personal. And so I left and went and did another job and saw how that, operate. They operate even worse than them. So I did that for 2.5 years, and then I came back with this fresh perspective, like, okay, this is just business. I have to go through this process in order to get to the next level of my life. I'm trying to do these, entrepreneurial type things. So,
like what?
I mean, I got 2 other podcasts I'm trying to start too.
Okay.
And so I want to get a clothing brand stuff going. I got some ideas I'm jotting down about that. Still want to do music. Like, that doesn't leave me. Like, I try leaving music alone. Like,
keeps calling me.
Like, I gotta put this beat down real quick.
I commend you, man.
I'm connecting with people online. Like, it's trying, do business with people across, the U.S. And so, and then the health thing, like we talked about last episode. I mean, that's been my thing since I was 17, bro. Like, I remember being, I had my knee surgery in high school. And then I blew up. Like, I started getting hair everywhere, and then I gained weight, and people called me a Mexican. Like, I had no hair, facial hair, nothing. I come back to school next year, I had all this hair. Like, you be like, a Hispanic dude. Like, what's wrong with you? Yeah, man, it's a surgery I had. All that hormones and stuff started kicking in, and those steroids they gave me. But like I was 17, bro. I was working out in the gym, and I just couldn't do it. Like I don't know what it was. Like something hit me. Like felt like I couldn't get past this point. Like I hit this ceiling, and I've been there ever since then, bro. Like I can't seem to get my mind wrapped around. Like, hey, man, just take it one day at a time and get past this point. So
what's your motivation now?
my motivation now, man, I had a doctor, bro, because I had to get a physical from my CDL. So every 2
Bend
years.
over and cough?
Why is that motivation? I don't understand.
I'm just
How does
asking.
that correlate? That's motivation. Just gotta go back to bend over and cough.
Never doing this again.
No, bro.
3 days later.
No, man. I had a dude tell me, like, he closed the door and sat down and said, you know what?
Lit a candle.
And,
Oh, now they can't breathe.
Play some Jodeci.
The Glade candle.
Oh my God.
Relax.
Easy. Relax your muscles.
Relax your muscles.
Don't think about anything. Just
Pleasant thoughts.
no, but this dude gave me a death sentence, bro. He said, like, you got at least 3 to 5 years, and that's it. Because he's like, your blood vessels are like so like thin because they're just caked up, and you got too much sugar, salt, and all that stuff in your system. I was like, oh, really?
When was this?
This was like 2018, 2017.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So they put you on a regimen or anything?
He just told me, like, just take out salt, take out sugar, and exercise. And
Have you been doing that?
I did it in the beginning. Then,
Okay.
of course, I go deviate back to, old habits and everything. So
Yeah.
that's been my issue is, teeter-tottering back and forth. And now I'm in a point where I'm eating probably once or twice a day. And I'm eating more vegetable, juicier vegetables, and then
Oh, so you
fruits
eat
and stuff.
solids once or twice a day
Yeah,
and
yeah.
juice in the others?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
I did
Okay.
a juice fast for a week one time, and then at the end of the week, I almost didn't make it because I got lightheaded and I almost passed out at work. Like, I'm serious, bro. Like, I was crunk like the first
Yeah.
3 days. That fourth day, I was like, yo, feeling it. Then that Friday, bro, like, it hit me. I was like, oh, my God.
And so, like, I do it backwards, but I usually
you do it backwards?
Huh? What? I didn't hear what you said. I didn't hear what he said.
Let's get him back, bro. Like, you say you do it backwards. I'm
No,
thinking like,
what I'm about to say.
You
I do it backwards.
cough, you cough, and then you bend over. Reverse.
No.
God damn.
So for breakfast, I'll have I have a protein shake.
Yeah.
And then like every other day for lunch, I have a shake.
Okay.
But it should be the other way around. Like you should eat heavy in the morning and then eat lighter during the day as you go.
But you know how jacked up that is, though? Because, like, the morning is nothing but sugar, bro. It's just sugar all day. That's the most sugary. Think about it.
Well,
Everything
depending
you
on
eat.
what you eat, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
like,
if it's breads or sugar, too.
Yeah.
No, but like you could do eggs. You know what I'm saying? You could do egg whites. You could do chicken with it. You could do some type of beef.
and that's what it is. Like if you move away from traditional breakfast,
There we go.
you have to. Like if you move away from traditional breakfast items, then yeah, you won't be dealing with all that sugar.
Right. And that sounds like more of a preparatory type situation. Like you have to go in your kitchen and make that stuff. You're not gonna be able to get that on the road. You're on the road anywhere. You hungry real quick in the morning. You about to hit with some sugar.
And so, well, see, like I've never had a classroom that I didn't have a refrigerator in. That's just me. You know, or like have one.
High
like,
society.
like,
High society.
Hey, listen, man. Like
Never
you said,
taught where they didn't
how
have
many-
a Rolls Royce.
Place this
No,
in
you
my
better listen.
refrigerator.
Hey, well, I'm trying to help you out, man. Listen, like how long are you at school? You're there for breakfast and for lunch, right?
Facts.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Get your refrigerator at work. It'll change. I'm telling you. Like one, you'll save all kinds of money.
Yeah.
Because you're grocery shopping,
Facts.
and then so you can just go to it. Like you have a lounge like across the hall, right?
I have a fridge in my room. I'm not gonna. I'm
Yeah,
also
so-
high society.
There you go. And so Jeff, do you have a fridge?
Hell no, I don't.
Okay, Jeff. I literally.
I barely got a classroom, ladies.
Like, you have your own space though, right?
No, yeah, I got my own space.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you know what I got in my garage for you, Jeff?
Oh, you do?
I do. I got one. You
Wait,
come-
like a fridge or like a mini fridge?
It's not so mini. It's like it comes up like this high.
No, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
I was like, yeah.
Man, put all your Ben, boy.
You know,
Powerade.
hey, I'm gonna do like the barbershop. 50 cents.
Yeah.
Hey, but no, but seriously though, man, yeah, like get you some stuff there, and then like you'll save so much money, man. Like
Yeah, no, for sure.
if I do eat, it'll probably be like a pot pie. You know?
Damn.
Y'all don't eat the school lunch? No?
You said a pot pie?
Yeah.
Boy, when the last time I hadn't had a goddamn.
The Marie Calendar joints.
Yeah.
Boy, I haven't
Frozen
eaten a
ones?
pot pie in.
I had one
years.
today.
That's an old ass
I had
meal,
one
dog.
today.
That's an old.
That sound like porridge. Like over there, some porridge.
It was just I was just trying to find light meals, bro. Like
And who eats porridge? in
goulash
2025?
I have not eaten a pot pie in years. Just
man, listen. Like get your vegetables and your protein. It's right there in one
feel
spot,
you.
sir. Yes.
feel you.
Other than all that junk, burgers and all that other stuff, man. Like I'm trying to like slow it, like just progress it. Like you said, you went straight shakes and then you didn't survive, right?
Right.
Then you got to make a lifestyle choice. Like so, I eased into it.
Yeah.
I'm easing into it, and then I can just make healthier choices, man. Like one of my goals is to move away from bread. And like one of the things I used to do that I need to go back to doing is I would not eat after 8 p.m. I just wouldn't.
That I do that. That is a like for real. That is a game changer. Like
Bing!
literally
Like a bell.
cutting out sugars and don't eat past 8 p.m.
Yeah.
Like that right there helped me out a ton when I first started. Like I was just like just shedding it off. I was like, wow. Like you'd be surprised like how much sugar is really the culprit.
Yeah.
Like because like you said, a lot of stuff. Even like certain fruits and stuff like that, like not to say fruits are bad, it's just like when you eat them.
Yeah.
Like you have to eat it. Like for instance, like bananas, right? They're great. It's a fruit. It's super sugary, but it's like it's not that it's bad to eat. But if you eating that first thing you wake up, not good, right? But if you eating that before a workout, that's fine, right? Because you need that to work out. It's just having that It really goes back to having a relationship with your food and understanding the purpose of it, right? We eat for taste. But if you eat for purpose, I need this to fuel my body and my mind for the day, right? I haven't eaten, if you don't eat past 8 p.m., you go to sleep from 8 p.m. to whenever you wake up, that's 10 to 12 hours that you haven't eaten. So your body's like,
That's fasting.
it's a fast.
Yeah.
So when you wake up, you got to be careful of the first thing you put in, right? Don't drink coffee the first thing you wake up.
Water should
Right.
be the first.
Water
thing.
should be the
Water
first
should be the
thing.
first
Green
thing.
tea.
Right? And
No,
then
water.
Because it's hot.
no,
water
you gotta drink. You can drink
should
hot water, but it needs to be water. Like
Yes.
you need to rehydrate your body first. But it's just that kind of stuff to understand. Like you gotta think about it. Like for instance, like bread, right? It has this bad connotation to people, but you have to understand like why do people eat bread in the first place? Right? Back in the day, there was no transportation. You walked everywhere. And if you ever think about the people back in the day, they had a loaf of bread in their bag, right? And what they would do is they would eat it along the way because it's a slow releasing carb.
Yeah.
So because you're walking long distance, we eating bread all day and don't go nowhere. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All kinds of
You done
bread.
ate several loaves of bread, you know,
Croissants.
or like even think about it. You go to the restaurant, right? You get some chips
Put
and
a whole
salsa.
basket on the table.
Yeah.
Not realizing that you didn't ate like 10, 20 tortillas. Like, because literally they cut it in fours.
Yeah, they dust it.
So it's like, it's just that. It's just the amount we eat and not being active, and then when we eat it.
Yeah.
It's that's the biggest part of it. And it's like if you can understand how those things correlate and then use it to your advantage, like I said, it's like it's huge. Like I was reading a thing where the biggest thing, and I was telling my dad this because he's going through all his health issues. It's like he got barely any muscle mass. He don't move a lot. Like and it's like muscle is what helps you be alive. Like it keeps you lively, and it helps fight against like and let me say this: I am no physician. I'm no like don't so take
Dietitian.
do your own research. I'm just telling you what I've learned and done for myself. But it's like the more muscle you have, like your muscles gonna feed off a lot of that sugar and it's gonna help kind of combat a lot of the diabetes and all that stuff because you end up become insulin resistant because you eat so much of the sugars and the other stuff.
Right.
And it's just, but again, right? That's why I've taken fitness so seriously over the past 2 or 3 years is because so many friends and family members have had health issues in past, and it's like it's real. You get like it's like you sit up here, you just work, and you can whether you're in corporate or whatever, it can beat you down. And then you don't even realize it, and then
you become dehydrated. You don't even realize you dehydrated. You thinking, I've been drinking stuff all day. What you been drinking all day? Sugar and stuff, and
like even that
Sugar water.
well, like even that, right? The simple thing of like we've always been told, drink, especially if you've been in sports, right?
Oh,
You got a jug, you know, like whatever.
Gatorade.
But the thing that they didn't tell you is like you drinking all that water, but your body not even really absorbing a lot of it because you don't have none of the electrolytes or the minerals that your body need to really absorb that,
Right.
Yeah.
right? The vitamins you taking all these vitamins. Yeah, I'm doing good, but it's like, are you taking vitamin D3 or D to help you absorb that? Because if not, you pissing 90% of it out.
Right.
That kind of stuff. Nobody tell you that stuff.
Do your own research.
Do your own
That
research.
being said, Pat, just forcing us to do a
Ain't
5K.
nobody force it. I
Let's
just
do it,
put
man.
out there.
You down?
Game changers. Everybody game game.
Wait, what? Hold on. He went the ringer on us for a second.
Do it. Game game.
Don't do that. Get us canceled,
My
bro.
bad,
Don't do
man.
that.
I had a friend named Zay. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, let's do it.
You
Want
down,
to run
Pat?
5K in a year? Yeah, I'll be ready. My goal is to lose 80 pounds. I'm gonna put that out there.
80 pounds?
80 pounds.
Well,
80.
as you can see, it's possible.
I'm at 296
Yeah,
right
that
now. 297.
Yeah, look at Adonis over
You
here.
want to donate? Yeah.
What'd you say?
He trying to
He
be
said,
funny.
if you look, it's possible. He did it like that.
I'm saying, you see how much weight I lost.
Hercules.
Like, it's possible.
It-
like,
yeah.
even before I was sick, like I was just dropping weight.
Yeah.
Just sticking to like what I was doing. Like I think I probably lost about 50 pounds before I got sick.
Wow.
And then I got sick, and then now the goal is to keep it off, because that was the thing. Like it started slowly coming back, and I was like, nah, I need to go back to my old habits. No burgers, no eating after 8 o'clock. You know, grill. My George Foreman was my friend. Like,
It still should be your friend,
that's
right?
what I'm saying. Like, yeah, so like air fryer George Foreman, man. Like nothing fried.
I need the mama
So
mentality.
I guess I just take notes and just like, okay, George Foreman grill, eat burgers. 'Cause I can't
Black
gain no damn
beans.
weight. I'm totally opposite of y'all.
Yeah, I don't
Can't
know
gain
how.
weight.
I don't know how.
I can't gain weight, bro.
Yeah.
I try. So I don't know.
Stop doing
And I
that
eat that
cocaine, man.
cocaine. Cocaine burgers. Cocaine ham. Cocaine chicken fish. After 8 o'clock, yeah.
Stop hitting that blue magic, baby. Leave it alone.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I am addicted to fries, and burgers, and tacos, and all this. I just can't
You want
get
to gain
it.
some weight? I got you. Bluebell and
That
Mrs.
shit
Birds.
did not work.
I'm just joking.
Give him
man.
some
I'm
pot
just
pies
joking.
and some porridge.
Also, that's what it is. Porridge, but Popeyes. Give me a Popeye day.
Oh man.
Give 2 Popeyes.
Dog, something. That's crazy.
Yeah, I needed to, cause like, whew, like, man, listen, the way I was eating was just trash, and so like, yeah, so I needed a way to like incorporate more vegetables. So I had soups, I had pot pies, you know, like just like, and even when I eat my veggies first. You know what I'm saying? But like, it's a work in progress. And then my next move is to do those meal plans.
Yeah.
Where like you can buy them and they ship like Hello
Yeah,
Fresh
yeah,
or whatever.
Yeah. They prep it for you.
Yeah, like, and they send you like a whole
I think there's
meal.
one
Like
called Trifecta. That's
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
fitness thing.
you say
Yeah.
trifecta.
It's called
I
Trifecta.
haven't heard of that one, but that,
Go ahead and
that's
sponsor us if y'all want to sponsor us.
Yeah.
Trifecta.
Yeah, Trifecta, HelloFresh. We open. We open for sponsors.
Hey, so listen, I'm so serious. Send me some information because I have no idea. Like I'm like I said, my plan is to look into, and I'm gonna choose one, and then go with that. Cause like you said, we're at work, breakfast and lunch.
Yeah.
And so, like, it needs to be something that can just be like, grab, hook it up, healthy. We're good. We're gone. And so, right now, my Ninja is my friend. The Ninja blender, man. My chocolate protein peanut butter shakes.
Ninja goes hard.
I got my fruits.
Yeah. Ninja goes hard. So what else we talking?
You know, you put in a thing. You said advice you give to your 20-year-old self.
Man.
Eat healthy.
Oh,
Eat healthy.
Eat healthy.
gosh. Yeah, what y'all got? I know what I got.
You go.
It's bugging me, bro. Like, I tell my 20-year-old self to shut up and sit down and be patient.
Yeah.
Shut up, sit down, and be patient.
Shut up, sit down. Man, I was such a mouth, bro. Like, the mouth I had, because I just paused. Like,
Okay, I'm sorry.
Everyone has a mean mouth.
bro, I was in the choir, bro, in college, and like the teacher told me, I had an afro at the time. The teacher told me to take my afro pick out, and I didn't like that. So I just looked at her. She said, excuse me. I
I'm
said,
trying to imagine you with hair.
Oh yeah, what?
Yeah,
you,
Pat.
Allen Iverson,
Crazy.
bro.
Yeah.
Bro. And she
I
was
remember
like,
that.
Take that out. And I
Bro,
was
when
like,
he had the braids, yeah.
I had short hair, and now I got long hair. This man
yeah.
bald as the day is long.
Stressed ball, man. I don't know what I said. I said something disrespectful. She told me to get out, so I was kicked out. So I couldn't go to New York with y'all. Like they went to New York that year.
Mhm.
I missed it, and I like walked out. It was inside of a church, bro. I walked out and hit every pew as I walked out, just mad.
She beating up the church.
Yeah. So I remember Donovan told me, he said, "Man, when you did that, I thought you was asshole." Because that's when we had just met.
Yeah.
But like I was just hot headed for no reason, bro. I had to like eat crow, and then that next semester I had to go apologize to her and get back in the choir and everything like that. But I would tell my younger self, like, man, shut up and sit down somewhere, bro.
They ain't coming to see me.
So okay,
They
so
are,
if you told
in
your
fact,
younger
by the way,
self,
come to see Otis. He's the only one living right now.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so they
Oh,
really
yeah.
are only
They are,
coming to
in
see
fact,
him.
Come
come
to
to
see
see
Otis.
Otis now.
Just for the record.
Oh, that's true.
So if you follow that advice, what would be different?
Oh man, like I would have been to that New York trip, like, like, and just I would have been more wise in listening to those, you know, people who I thought were being disrespectful as far as the teachers and the elders and all that stuff, and you know, just thinking I knew everything. Like I didn't know everything.
But do you feel like it would have further it would have advanced your life? Like you'd be further along? Like
I
is
probably would
that?
have graduated college
Oh, okay.
because I just dropped out of college altogether. I didn't know why I was there, like, and I didn't seek any kind of wisdom or anything. I just go back
Yeah.
and work at the restaurant, work at this pizza spot. So just all kinds of moves I would make as a young guy, just making real rush decisions. Like, man, don't do that. Like, just seek some wisdom on this stuff before you make these moves. Like, you're just moving out of emotion. Like,
Yeah.
Like, don't do that.
What about you, Keith?
Probably, if I go back to my what age?
20? Well, that was just a number that he threw out there.
Did we say early 20s?
Whatever.
Yeah,
early 20s.
late teens, early 20s.
Just be more selective.
With?
All moves, period.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, dog, that's like marriage, kids, just career choices, especially career choice. Because I teach, and I don't get me wrong, I do love teaching. It's just I feel like there's such a ceiling on teaching, and you can only go so high, and you have to get out of the school in order to make progress. You can fight the fight from the inside.
Yeah.
It's great. But like once you get to that certain ceiling, there's nothing you can necessarily get
So you
there.
got to get out that classroom and go into the corporate.
Bro, you got to get out the district. You got to get out of your school district. You got to go somewhere new. People are fascinated with like this whole new concept. So if you there, it depends on who you know for sure. But what if you know somebody that don't like you?
Yeah.
And those people are they're the upper beings or whatever. So
Yeah.
it's just hard. So I think that aspect of just kind of trying my hand at different things. I wish that I could tell myself to do that and follow that. I know now. I know who I am in my like space as an adult. I'm a creative. I do creative stuff like all day. I can do things that take the average person 3, 4, 5 weeks, or they have to hire somebody to do it. I can do it myself. So, but I hadn't poured into me much as I have everybody else. So I would say,
That's
hey man,
a word right
like
there.
you need to follow that, bro. Like go and do those other things. I feel like I'm like wasting my energy. You know what I'm saying? So, and
That's
unfortunately,
a
when you
word
get to a
right
point, you get to a place where you're locked into that space. You have to do it because now you're in survival mode. You got to do that for your kids. You got to do that just to maintain your quality of life that you got right now. But at the same time, it's like don't be afraid of taking more risk, and you're gonna fail anyway. But that's the joy of it is that you fail and you learn it. If you fail and your ass ain't learning nothing, then it's what it is.
I said that to somebody today. Like you learn the most from when you fail.
Oh yeah, I fall.
You learn the most from when you fail.
Yeah.
Like you
Just don't-
can be successful, but it's your failures that change you into who you are.
Yeah, for sure. So like I'm saying,
Absolutely.
just be able to take more because I'm so critical of myself, and I think that's what it is too. And I've been that way for a long time because I want everything to work.
Yeah.
I just want it to work, and so I end up staying in situations in which I know ain't serving me at all. But you do it for the sake of just trying instead of recognizing, hey, this ain't it, or this is going to get me further and further away from where I should be at. So I know that God has a purpose for sure, and I'm not going to necessarily say that the space that I'm in my life I shouldn't be so further because I had a purpose. Like we were talking about this whole podcast, is being able to be whatever your purpose is. It's aligning. I needed to be in a space for a generation of kids to make it to where they needed to go. I need to be in a space for my kids to grow up with a dad and know what that looks like. I didn't grow up with my father. I met my dad when I was 13. Right? So I got all my kids, and they know their father, right? They know what it's like to stay in a relationship with your mom and your dad, stay in the same house. We got a house. We didn't stay from apartment to apartment to apartment. So all of those things were, I'm a vessel for those time periods. But also at the same time, it's like, you know what, in the midst of those things, how many times have I had opportunities to branch out and do things? I'm a great starter and not a great finisher. So that's where I am right now in my life. I'm like, yo, let me go ahead. Remember all these little things that you said that you were going to do? I listened to music the other day. 2 days ago, I started making music 2009? 2007.
Bro, 2002.
For you, 2002?
2000 and, yeah.
I started making I made music. Our first beat I ever made was in 2006. And I was trash at it. And I taught myself, and I have a folder. And you go in that folder, it's probably about anywhere from about like 1,000 songs in there. And I just listened to them songs the other day. I'm like, yo, you abandoned it. And so when you were talking earlier, I was like, yo, that's dope. I'm glad. I commend you for picking up that passion. It doesn't really go away, but for me, it's like I just kind of let it go.
The follow through.
Yeah, the follow through.
I got the same issues. The follow through. It's like everything you start off hot, like, oh, this is dope, and then you hit a wall. Like, okay, hit a wall.
Right.
And you try to keep going, and then it's like, well, dang. And it's like, well, it's not really paying the bills. I gotta go work.
Right.
I gotta go pay the bills today.
Right.
So.
It's fun, but like, no, it's not paying the bills. So it's good that my son does it. It's good that my middle son, he's writing, so that's dope to see my daughter do photography. So so I'm able to see it manifest. But I think that if I could go back and say, slap myself around a little bit, say, hey, bro, you're on the right track. I just need you to, just keep at it. I'll probably be there to keep pushing me toward the direction.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
What about you, Jeff?
Patience for sure, but I think the biggest thing is like have confidence in yourself, like in who you are, and then also like have a plan. Because my biggest problem was like I had an identity issue because like I'm biracial, right? So it was like
you are.
Shut up. So for those of you that don't know, right? So my mom is Korean and my dad is black, right?
What?
But growing up, it was one of those things where like I wasn't black enough to fit in with the group of people I was around, and then I definitely wasn't Korean enough for them. You know what I'm saying? So it was like I kept like never feeling adequate, and then always having to try to prove myself for whatever reason. And so that fed into the confidence issue. But the biggest thing for me is like have a plan, meaning like really kind of really self-assess and say like, what do you want to do? Like my whole identity was to play ball and nothing else. Like nothing else.
Hooper, true Hooper.
All of it.
And when that went away, I was just like, all right. Like literally, I was like, oh, I can't play ball? All right, screw it. Let's just get some checks and that's it. And you know what I mean? And it's like, I look back like now I understand like my ability, my capacity to have empathy for people and to always, like anybody that's ever been in my life, they can tell you like, if you need me or need something, I'm going to be there to help you. And if I knew that then, what I knew now, who knows where I would be right now. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh,
like
yeah.
I could have gotten my license, my master's degree and my licensure for counseling a long time ago and really been in that space. But again, right, you learn all these lessons because it helps mold you into the person you are. But that would be my biggest thing is just be patient, have confidence in who you are, and just have a plan, man. It's like, because I'm kind of like, I was like you, Pat, where it's just like, you do all this stuff, and then it's like, all right, it ain't working. But it's, again, right, it goes back to like, did you have a plan, though? Like, did you understand and say, okay, this is my end goal. What do these steps look like? Let's have some milestones. So then you could say, okay, I got here. Right. Boom, I accomplished. Okay, let's keep going. You understand the progress and the process of it. But we look at it like, all right, I ain't getting no money, ain't nobody listening. I got to go to work. That's what it was. Like instead of saying like, you know what, I did this track, let me just get it out to everybody. Yeah. All my family members, all my friends, hey, share it out. Like, and then when social media was coming, like just just upload. Just keep, like, remember, it's like I said with the fitness thing. Just do that. Make a song, put it out. Flood it to people. Somebody gonna be like, damn, this dude, who's this?
Right.
Oh, he got like 800 tracks, like, and they're fire. Right, you see what I'm saying? So it's like, if I could tell myself that would be the biggest thing. What about you?
All right, you round us off, man.
Oh, okay. So when you put that question, like, I was going back and forth with myself because I actually believe in the butterfly effect. Like, if you go back and you change something in the past, like, it will do crazy, like, change your future.
Oh yeah.
And what I don't want to do is you make such a big drastic change that I don't have my kids. You know what I'm saying? I love my kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I love my kids. And so, and I honestly believe that all of my failures have brought me to who I am today, right? And I've made some serious mistakes. But there was two pivotal ones that just jumped out at me. Is when I was a child, man, my grandmother, for a gift, gave all the grandchildren stocks. And it was paper. And I was like, what is this? You know, like, what is this? I don't know what this is. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I think as soon as I turned 18, I sold them stocks, and I had me a nice little piece of change.
Wow.
But even when I was taking them in there, like, the person at the bank, there was a lady in line, she was like, nah, you should hold on to those a little longer.
Yeah.
Let them mature a little bit. And I was like, this is paper. I need some money now. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so like, if I would have held on to that and then learned, you know, what my grandmother was trying to explain to a child,
Right.
probably be a millionaire. You know what I mean? And the other thing is like you touched on a little bit, man. It's like I was doing so much for so many other people that I didn't accomplish a lot of the things that I wanted to do. Like, I should definitely be Dr. Leonard. You know what I'm saying? But I was in a situation where I didn't even have a space for myself in my own, to even go to my own corner and focus on what I need to do. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just doing so much, and it's like, and so I would definitely go back and be Dr. Leonard, and I definitely learn stocks.
Yeah.
And so, and save that money. Like, I've always worked multiple jobs. This is probably the only time in my life where I'm not working as many jobs as I'm used to working. You know what I mean? And it's like, stack that money. Stack it for it, because it's gonna rain, and in Texas it's gonna snow.
It's not gonna snow. Somebody's gonna close their refrigerator.
It's gonna slush. Ice and slush.
There it
And
is.
so, but that's that, man. That's definitely. And so, I will ask this, like, in the comments, what would you tell your 20-year-old self? What would you tell your 20-year-old self? Send us an email. You still got that email, Lil Patrick?
No, bro. I know what you're talking about.
Le Patrick. Le Patricio. That's what it was.
Patricio.
Like that. Like,
I bet you that email still exists.
I don't know.
No, so what's the email, Keith?
Man, that's a GameChangers. GameChxngers.podcast@gmail.com.
At gmail.com.
We'll flash that somewhere.
Yeah, it'll be somewhere at the bottom. Right here. We'll put it.
We'll put it somewhere.
It'll be
We'll
somewhere.
flash it.
Here.
Somewhere.
We'll flash it.
Or just look us up on IG and just drop us a comment. Like he said, what's the thing that you would tell your 20-year-old self that you feel like would help you out?
All right, so we got parting words, man, for the people.
Why not, Pat?
Dang, why you gonna serve me first?
Because you're on that side.
Why you gonna start with that first?
Because you're right here.
Thinking of something like, I'm like, oh shoot, what should I say?
How about try something new? Let's encourage somebody to try something new this weekend.
Yeah, you know what? We was talking about starting over. So I was gonna do a video about this because I was gonna shave this off because I messed my beard up. That's
You
why I
want to
got
shave your beard?
That's why I don't have my beard no more because I messed it up.
So
Wait, you want to get your goatee?
I was gonna
Listen.
start all over.
Listen, best advice I'm going to give you right
Is
now
not to do that.
is find that app that Keith had that'll show you what you
Oh,
look
yeah,
like without the beard.
Yeah, all right, so
Oh, I already know what I look like.
Oh,
I did it
man.
last year.
Oh, Snapchat would do that too. Do all that, like, yeah.
No, I was gonna say don't was this my camera? I always gotta ask that question. This my camera?
This,
You got
Your camera right there, bro.
We got
Your
five
camera right
cameras
there.
on
I don't want to disrespect the main. Don't be afraid to start over. Like And I think what we do is we get afraid of what people will say about us starting over, and we want to look like we got it all together, but you don't. That's why you're starting over, because you don't have it together. So forget what other people got to say, because if they're not going to encourage you in that effort, if they're not going to give you any constructive criticism, if they're not going to give you any wisdom in helping you start over, then they're against you. They're not for you. So bump them. Start over. Do what you got to do. Get that wisdom. Play it out, and you're good to go.
There you go.
Straight like
You know
that.
me?
Yeah.
Drop the new year, new me. Please drop that. Like, stop it. Just like be you. Just go back and pick up some of the stuff that you left, that you kind of abandoned. Go back and get that stuff, and then continue.
I like
That
that.
and then try a pot pie. I'm gonna try too.
The point of that was eat vegetables.
I'm gonna try me a pot pie today, bro.
They $1, bro.
Dead ass.
$1.
That's a week worth of food.
Banquet,
$5.
I think it is. Banquet or whatever.
Banquet and Marie Calendar.
Yeah. Well, Marie Callender's is like $2.50.
Oh,
Stopped
yeah.
up like New York.
Say, or if you go to if you go to my other Instagram, Chef Joe, there's a whole pot pie recipe, bro. I made one. It was fire. Got a whole
Dead ass.
recipe. Yeah, it is fire. Made it from home. Made it home. It was
I'm gonna
fire.
We edit. I'm putting that recipe here.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead.
That must happen. That must happen.
All right. So, yeah, pretty much what everybody is saying, man. Like, make time for you. Make time for what. Make time to do the things that you want to do. It's not too late. It's never too late. Make time to develop yourself into who you need to be. Take that time.
Never too late.
I'm gonna go back to what I said earlier, based off of that quote. Is your obedience is tied to so many people's destiny. So meaning, like, you really need to sit down with yourself and really try to find your path, your lane, and do that, and just stay 100% focused on that, because that's going to help you become the person you need to be for whoever it is that needs you in the future, right? And that's just really important, and I think you can get lost in the mix. Like you say, a lot of us we love to help people, but sometimes you can overstretch yourself and spread yourself so thin that you don't even have time for yourself, like Conrad was saying. So make sure you pour into yourself just as much as you pour into others, so that way you can become the person you need to be and help change lives. So
Yeah, that sounds like a good topic for the next one, man. Boundaries.
I like that, boundaries.
Boundaries.
Or hey, my sister's gonna kill me for this, but my sister says boundaries.
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 That's for the next podcast, though. We'll go ahead and leave it for that one. I love you, sis.
Boundaries.
We start this thing like we are.
We ended like we started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ready?
What we doing, the clap?
Yep. 1, 2, 3.